Now here's a thing, right? Tell me what you think about this. Now, this is going to be something else, I think. Um, Harmonica and diet. So when it comes to, it might even be wind instruments, wind instruments and diet. Like playing, right. So the reason why I say this is because we're doing diaphragmic breathing, right? So that's the diaphragm is like the way I talk about the diaphragm is it's like a generator. It is like so the engine runs on fuel, whatever fuel that is, what you put in your body, your body's running on that. But with the diaphragm, it's this backup engine. It's like when this ain't doing too well, sort of thing, or when this is running out of energy or storage space, the diaphragm then expands. And so when it comes to just to show, so I'm doing a new Joe Flisco's thing. That's not new to him, but it's new to me. And there's more intakes on this phrase, on this chorus. So, and I'm really been, but also to add to that. So right, so for me, and this might not be everybody, right? For me personally, my diet fluctuates. I overeat. I comfort eat. Maybe I'm eating on trauma. I don't know, sort of thing. Like comfort eating and stuff like that. I'm wheat intolerant most days. I'm not a celiac. I won't die if I eat wheat. So that's part of the problem in so many words. Like if somebody has goes to the doctor. When I went to the doctor for to be tested for celiacs, they said you need to go away and eat loads of wheat. And I said, well, I can't because I get a bad reaction. It's toilet trouble, it's belly trouble, it's taste and throat. And so this is what I'm talking about. Also, right? Imagine doing that and you're burping, you got a burp. So it's bad enough trying to do these things when it's all new to you. It's new to you, new rhythms, new breath control, all those things. And yes, right, yeah, burping. Oh, you're making a deal out. No, when you're intolerant to a food or you get a reaction from food, sometimes I've got to sit there for 40 minutes. Kind of soothing my body, allowing it to rest from that thing. I'm sort of recovering, kind of like recovering from what I ate. So like, oh man, did I really have to do that? And like, oh no, I'll have to avoid that food next time. Or I'm sat there thinking, what was it that I ate? What was it that's triggered this sort of this? So a lot of it is gastric. Like possibly heartburn, although it didn't normally affect my chest too much, apart from sometimes tastes that return, like a returning taste, if you get what I mean. So like I might only be talking to a certain or talking about a certain type of person who might be like me. Personally, this has caused me a lot of trouble, and I'm in Tomlin's school, and I've seen one or two other people say, "Yeah, I've had to avoid certain foods because of this or that, or so I could mention a number of things, and a number of you probably go, oh yeah, that's me. I got to avoid this and that, and so I just thought I'd kind of make that. So something that I'm kind of trying to discipline myself around at the moment is to try and lose weight. I know a lot of people have that issue, and there's nothing new, is it? But in order so that my stomach isn't so bloated, especially from eating wheat and dairy, I'm not talking about being a vegan or anything like that. I'm just talking about relieving my body of such demanding things. These things, they tend to cause such eruptions inside. So you're talking diaphragmatic breathing. If you know about what I'm talking about, that you breathe in, your belly fills up, you breathe out, and your belly retracts, deflates. Well, if my stomach's already feeling bloated, it kind of, when I do this, then, I had a pain in my chest. Yeah, right. Don't get me wrong. This end, it's not like, oh, that's Joe Flisco's fault because of his material or anything like that. I am breathing properly. Number one, the sequence of draws and blows and splits and wet, dirty notes, and so if you're just doing a clean single note, for instance, you're not going to draw in so much. If you're doing a dirty note, then that's almost 2 notes or 1.5. So you're letting in more air. When something's new, you're possibly doing it slower. It's new to you. You're trying to program the rhythm of it, the sequence of events into your muscle memory. So therefore you do take in more air. So utilizing everything that he instructs us to do on the paperwork and all the stuff that I've learned from Joe Flisco's methods, there's that. But what I'm also talking about is this added tension from being bloated from food or acid reflux and stuff. It's just not helpful. It's not helpful. And I kind of, if I'm not careful, I live in a catch-22 anyway, because of a type of addictive nature. ADHD, I tend to forget what works. When something works really well, I tend to forget it, and I tend to focus on the things that ain't working so well, and I start getting into them, which is weird, isn't it? You'd think, right? You'd go, whoa, muscle memory. I'm not talking so much about harmonica, like a bend or something. When a bend works well, that's more of a muscle memory thing, and maybe a hearing memory thing. When it comes to habits in my own life that require some kind of discipline and mental application, I just tend to, like I said, it's weird, because you'd think you'd then avoid that thing. We're only talking bread, we're only talking donuts and cakes, but you think about human nature and diet and the way food is made nowadays. It's made with what are they called? preservatives. It's bunged, it's got this stuff on it which makes it last for 10 years, sat on the side sort of thing. You don't even need to be wrapped up. You just, like a McDonald's, just leave it on the side for 2 years and nothing happens to it, because it's just, I don't know what they do to it. It's just, they make it last longer because it's full of rubbish. So yeah, sugars, full of sugars. So you'd think, right, I would go, do you know what? I'm not getting a good experience from that, right? I'm not really getting a good experience. It's making me feel like this, and it's blocking my progress. It makes me feel lethargic and all that. So then you go, right, I'm going to cut that out. And what happens? The next day, I don't know, it's on the table. Well, it's on the table because I'm maybe at work where other people have brought it in. And it's like, oh yeah, whew, on it. Because they go, oh yeah, help yourself. And then, that thing don't click in, really. Maybe it does. And maybe part of me is just stuff it type thing. Maybe it is this stuff it, I'll suffer. But then 6 weeks later, when you put a stone on in weight and your stomach's bloated, and I've just had a certain meal, I don't know what that might be like, a certain meal, and I'm that old thing where you sit down after a meal and you go and do your trousers sort of thing, because you're just bloated. And so, like I said, when I'm doing this, number one, I'm sat down. That's not the best position to be in. Number two, I've already mentioned some of these things. It's new and all that sort of thing. But towards the end of that, I felt tension going on. Something that I did the other day was I had we was having pancakes for tea, and I had a pancake and I put lemon all over it and sugar. At that, it's a tiny thin pancake. Normal people eat these things all day long. I can't, even though it was gluten free. And then a piece of brownie afterwards. A piece of brownie, and the kids got chocolate spread out for their pancakes. So I put it on top of the brownie, and this squirty cream, rubbish stuff you get in the fridge. Put that on there, and I had this brownie. Oh, it was amazing, right? But about an hour later, 2 hours later, the pain I had in my chest, this pain, and then I got to bed, and I'm not straight away, I mean that night, and just getting out of the chair, pain. It was all over my arm, my shoulder, left side of my chest, and yeah, and even now, like I'm saying, when I'm gone, last few days, a couple of days, I've been recovering from that now, and I've been doing some fasting and stuff like that, sort of detoxing my body somewhat. But yeah, just diet, and diet does affect these things. Worked a lot better, sat upright. So Joe Flisco has stuff on posture. If you go to his website, there's guides. He's got these free PDFs that you download and guides. Yeah, but so there you go. There's just some thoughts about same stuff as Joe talks about: posture, stuff like that. But diet is definitely. Give me some comments if this is something that you kind of wrestle with. The diet, the reflux. I'm often curious. Someone like Jason Ritchie, for instance, I don't know. He goes on tour on a stage. I don't know, half hour, 40 minutes, 20 minutes, hour and a half. I don't know. But and playing licks that are fast and all that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Maybe I need to ask him. And there's many others. How do you discipline yourself around these things? So, because in between licks and notes and things like that, we got to breathe in and out. So, yeah, I know it sounds a bit weird to talk about burping and stuff like that, but it's a reality. It's a reality. I've never actually heard anybody talk about that. So, you have any thoughts on that? Write something in the comment section. Maybe you've never thought about that before, and maybe that's just made you think, oh right, okay, yeah, maybe I need to do something. Me personally, yeah, I've got to do something. It gets right in the way of my playing. And sometimes I've just got to put the harmonica down and I'm like, I just got to wait for this thing to go now. The bloatedness or the toilet or whatever it is, or the reflux. And I'm chewing on these bicarbonate tablet things that relieve. Yes, it's rubbish. It's rubbish. What's your thoughts? What's your experience? I'd like to know.